Yo, welcome to the Monday Midsole. I'm your co-host Kev, aka Buckeye City Soul, and we have a great show planned for you today. Cameron, can you say hi?
Hi.
All right, Cameron's gonna go, and I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to Mr. Polos and Jays.
Man, that's a proper introduction for the first time ever.
And that's good.
Say bye, Marcus.
My birthday.
Bye, Maul.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, usual suspects.
Bye.
Cameron, you say hi. All right.
I can hear somebody.
Yeah, somebody's got the show on.
Oh,
Bye. Is it Ma?
it's not me. I just checked.
It's not me.
Mute your YouTube, Mo.
I'll have YouTube on.
Hold on. You sure?
Yep.
Hold on, I could tell who it. It's good now. Whatever it was.
All right, let's get back to it. It's your boy Polos and Jays. Excited to be here. We got a great show ahead of us. We're talking about some topics that have been talked about, but y'all haven't heard our version of it. So with that, I'm gonna pass it over to my light-skinned friend that's growing the fro out.
What's going on, y'all? Usual suspects, your boy Molly Mall here, leader of the Light Skin Legion. I am so pumped to talk about these topics. You have no idea. I've been chomping at the bit. Kind of upset that we weren't on a Monday to talk about it hot off the press, but we're here now, and we definitely got shit to say. So let's get into it.
Let's go. Well, let's go ahead and start with pickups. Anybody got anything?
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and pull them things out. Pause.
All right, first off, got the silver toes. These are pretty dope. You know, everybody's worried about the paint chipping on the toe, but I don't think that's an issue. But yeah, pretty dope shoe. I'm glad to have a small foot to rock these.
I didn't think that they would chip.
What size?
Well, you know, I heard a lot of people saying it's a 12. Well, your size.
Some Mama B.
Man, I can rock women's 12s and they fit.
I can rock women's wears.
My 11s.
No, they're a little wider.
I need a 14.
Yeah. And then top it off, I got these that I can finally show that in half about 2 months. But yeah, University Blue Jordan 1.
I seen Jason was saying that those were the one of the year. What do you think?
Yep. I mean, depending on what else comes out, but I don't see nothing touching it.
All right.
I mean, everybody talking about that.
The quality is crazy.
Quality is amazing, man. I mean, even the swoosh is tumble. They're pretty dope. I can just see them getting dirty real easy, so I'm gonna have to spray them up with some force field.
Yeah.
Double up.
All right. Ma, you get anything?
I did get a few things, but in the midst of moving locations and such, of course, everything that I picked up is upstairs, and I don't have anything near me. So, Cool Grade 3s, Biohacks. I got another pair of those.
Oh, on the restock?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
My kids got the Carmines. I still don't have the Carmines, but everyone else does. So, yeah, those came in too. So, that's about it.
Well, for me, all I got was these old things. Finally, well, I wasn't gonna pick them up, but I'm glad I did, man. They're all right. You know, I actually like the fours better. The Cool Grade 4 is better, but you know, it's a nice little shoe. You know.
Yeah, Cool Grade 4 is definitely better. But yeah, it's a dope shoe.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so I did not put together anything for releases, so we can talk about what's coming out. We know that Marcus's shoe. Go ahead and Hadouken! Oh, shoot, what am I doing? Okay, and we know the what is it? What is it? The actual name of it called the University Blue.
Yeah, University Blue is the actual name of it, and you know, I mean, it's gonna be a crazy release, man. What they saying, 130,000 pairs?
Is that it?
That's the word. 100 worldwide, 130,000 pairs.
Man, I tried to get on the Finish Line app, and it wouldn't even let me log in. Like, no. So then when I finally got in, it was like, dang. It's like, well.
Yeah, it told me that that I didn't have any places available here in Dallas. So
Right.
It was available at a lot of places around here. I was surprised, but not for me, I guess.
It's going to be a crazy release. If you think the mochas were crazy, I think this is going to be worse because with the mochas, what did we have? 200 or something thousand pairs, and it still was a mess. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. But I got raffles in for my whole fam, so hopefully we can hit on a couple.
Yeah, we're gonna have to rank the shoes out of the UNC ones. Which ones, from 1 to how many are there?
You got the off-white UNC one, and you got the regular UNC one. You got the obsidian.
And then do you count Turbo Green as one or no?
No.
The UNC to Chicago.
Yeah.
Do both? Yeah. So does the women's and the men's? I mean,
Blue Chills.
Yeah,
the
Blue Chill.
I forgot about those. I want those. Damn it, Ma! Why you put that back in my head?
Yeah. So, yeah, we have to rank those and see which one is the best. Which one? I mean, right now, what would you say number one is?
The University Blues. That one right there.
Really?
I mean, it's closer. It's closer to the actual UNC colorway.
Right.
It's the closest color, and I mean, just the way it's made, man. The material is so nice.
I'm gonna go hype beast and go UNC off-white.
And man, I got rid of that shoe just because, again, the color.
Yeah.
I couldn't rock it with nothing.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You can't really wear it with UNC. It's more like a Panthers, like a
right.
Carolina Panthers color. So
yeah.
Wish I had that problem.
Well, I almost didn't have that problem, Mo needed something, or Mo needed something. I needed something. You know what I'm saying? So
Marcus didn't let me know what he needed. That's the problem.
I wasn't even thinking that day, man. I saw the prices shoot up on StockX. I was like, let me go ahead and move this right quick while it's here. And I realized it was going to go up even more than it did when I sold it. So I'm kind of mad I sold it at what I did.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it went way up.
All right. Well, we can go ahead and transition and get right into the meat and potatoes. Hold on. So we're going to talk about it. When flexing goes wrong. Earlier this week, if you weren't asleep or, in a coma or anything, you saw that, Nike VP and GM of North America has departed the company. For what reason? Because the little man couldn't stay off the ground. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to defer this one. Who wants to start this one off?
Go ahead, Ma. Go ahead, because I know you got a lot.
Well, the crazy part about this is that I was talking about it with a few people, this particular person, months ago. And I had my own conspiracy theories as to how they were getting pairs and what was going on. And then for everything to come to fruition and for it to be his mom who was basically backdooring and giving him access to all the pairs, like, it's just, I want to say I'm surprised and it's mind-boggling, but at the same time, maybe it's not, I think how it got exposed is probably the most ironic part, especially coming off the heels. We were going to talk about Clout Chaser regardless. This is the ultimate Clout Chase clap back. Like, it's unfathomable. The fact that his mom, 25 years with Nike, she's at the top, right? She's in charge of North America. So the shithead, runs his mouth. She's got to quit on the spot, damage control. And now there's all this backlash, not only to them getting exposed, the LLC, the father being involved, the numerous violations at the employee store, the outlets and discounts and everything else. But apparently he was running a service. So there's a subscription and he had people eating off of him. So there's a domino effect. Like, that's what I'm most interested in checking out, to see how this affects things in the long run. Which reseller was grabbing pairs from him and now they're going to run dry. Like, it's a Netflix series waiting to happen.
I'm curious too because I have a guy who's a reseller here that I deal with, and he gets pairs super early. He had the trophy rooms when we were talking about that weeks ago. He's got the UNC fours already. He's got the Georgetown threes already. So I'm wondering, could this be the same plug? Because they were a network of resellers that was getting a large amount of shoes. So could this be the same plug? And is this going to change anything going forward? It's interesting to see how this is going to fall out. But my question is, how many people at the top of Nike you think knew about this?
At the top?
Yeah.
I would say the only people who knew about it were benefiting from it. I don't think it was that open because I feel like somebody would have blew the whistle earlier. So whoever knew about it and didn't say anything, they were getting paid too.
Yeah.
I just think that, I guess I'll go down this avenue first. If Nike doesn't do anything about the bots, it's not going to matter. It's just going to redistribute to other people. And then also, how many pairs was he taking out of the circulation? Because a lot of people are like, oh, I knew I couldn't get shoes, and basically attributing that to this reason. And I'm like, he got a lot of shoes, but it's them bots that are the biggest issue why you're not getting anything off of sneakers. One of the biggest issues, I think, is the bots and their failure to do anything with that. So I think it's just going to redistribute to other people with bots. And that goes across the board, not even with just Nike. You look at Finish Line, they had some kind of crazy thing going on where you couldn't even log in. Just like the Flex apps, when you have to go ahead and check in for, see if you lost, because you probably lost on the Flex app, it blocks you out. So they need to do something about that across the board, or just keep doing the same thing, and then they're going to have more things to talk about. Now, I did see a tweet, who's Cousteau on that? He's got a show with somebody. I forget what her name is. But she said something about, this woman rose through the ranks, which is impressive in a male-dominated industry, and then to be taken out by her son. But she put her son in that position. So, while it sucks that, she loses her position, if she made that choice,
compromise that shit herself.
Yeah, if she made that choice to do that, then she has to fall on the sword too. She's the only one that had anything to lose, and obviously she knew, she was doing was wrong. But I think that what happened is that maybe they were under the radar at first, and then he tried to test it out. It's like, well, let me go ahead and blur my face out, and then and then he started. People get drunk off of the clout. They get drunk off the success, and then he's like, all right, well, let me put like a little thing over my face, and then the one picture you could see what he just had his eyes blurred out. Like, bro, you got the most distinguishing features available right there. Someone's gonna be like, yo, that looks like you. You the man. You the reseller, and and it could have been blown up by somebody who purely just didn't get a shoe and got mad and said, well, look what this is what they're doing. Like, I like to see.
Kev.
I like to see. I like to see how it unfolded. That's what I'm interested in, like the inner workings and how Nike came about, like finding out who's actually the one that blew the whistle, who dropped the dime on them.
Based off the article.
That it was the article is the one that actually got their attention.
Yeah, when the article released, that's when it all got exposed. So he did the interview. That's what I'm saying. Like, he did the interview. He gave up his mom's name. And apparently, like, afterwards, text the journalist that was like, oh, can you leave my mom's name out of it, this, that, and the third? And he's like, no. You've already agreed to do it. You signed all this stuff. We're moving forward with the story.
I gotta see it. All right.
And then the credit card. Then using the mom's credit card. How much did he charge on that?
Corporate card is like $132,000 or whatever.
So it was the corporate card?
That's what's being said. It was an American Express corporate card. They had to have, a pretty high limit.
Right, because that's. So yeah, you was using the petty cash like it was your cash. You had the house pulled up, and the house is crazy.
Yeah, it's a nice, $1.5 million home out there in Portland.
How long ago did the transaction go through on a corporate card? I have a corporate card. If I spend $130,000 at once on that card, you best believe some flags are going to go up. I'm going to be getting some calls, emails, everything. So how long ago did he make that a charge on it? Did they say anything about that?
If I spend
it didn't specify the release or anything like that, but
yeah. I spend $200. I'd be like, yo, what you do? We need to know. So my corporate card, I don't use that joint. I just use my own though.
I don't pull mine out at all.
Pause. but like what like the thing is that it wasn't just with Nike. So he was using the Nike credit card to buy Yeezys.
Yeah, the big purchase that was racked up, I believe, was at Yeezy Supply.
Wow.
Because he was using bots too. So it was Yeezy Supply, I think, that he racked up the huge credit card purchase.
So I wonder if she has to pay that back, or if it was already paid back.
I doubt they make her pay it back. I doubt they make her pay it back. I mean, because like Ma said, it's been paid for. You know, we had something like that happen at AT&T some years ago, where people were doing the same thing with DirecTV boxes and those cards. You know, you used to be able to watch everything for free on there, and they never did anything to those guys. They never, prosecuted. Didn't ask for any money. They just let them go. It's kind of the same thing.
She may have paid it on her own, right? Because you have to submit. But I don't know. I don't know the inner workings of how like the agreement with the card and everything works. If it goes straight to the business and they just write a blank check.
Yeah, I mean, I've had corporate cards do like different ways. Like mine bills directly to the company right now. But before, when I was with my last company, you would get the bill and then you would go ahead and you could
submit it.
You could pay it yourself if you spent some, but yeah, that's crazy on your corporate card and you're buying Yeezys.
Yeah, that's bold.
Irony.
That's bold.
But like, so if they don't use the corporate card, I mean, I guess, well, it was the interview that got them caught. I wonder how long, if they didn't do the interview, like how long would it have taken them to actually do anything? Or would we ever have this conversation? Would it just keep going? Or they say, hey, we've noticed this.
I don't think we would ever hear about it. I honestly don't think we would ever hear about it had it not been for the interview. Even if Nike would have caught him, and that's saying if Nike didn't already know what was going on,
Right.
Because it's so much. I mean, we just had the trophy room situation. Now
right.
We got this. Nike hasn't come out on any of these and said a word. So it's like they know and they're okay. I mean, but at the same time, they're not losing any money. So why would there be an issue?
Right. I mean, I wonder what they could do. If they allow it to happen with Marcus, I guess she did use the company card, so it's a little bit of a different circumstance. But
there's multiple things that happen. Number one, she's an employee, right?
Right.
So she's got an agreement to the employer, right? She violated several of the rules. She abused the employee store, the swoosh discount, all that other stuff, right? So there's things that are in that bucket that technically they could go after her for. Marcus just backdoored the shit out of some pairs.
Yeah.
And then like you said, they shopped in the employee store, and there's restrictions in the employee store. You can only buy so many pair of shoes. So that means that people working in the employee store just turn their head, or were they paying them? Were they saying, here, run these transactions through? I mean, because it's possible. I've gone to a discount store with somebody and they kind of paid somebody to turn their head. So it's possible, but that's crazy when you're buying in bulk like that, that it goes unnoticed and nothing happens.
Right. So that's one of the questions that I had posed. Like, what should we think is worse? Because on that trophy room release, his markup was up between 12 to 15 mil. If you do the numbers on what he distributed to that network of resellers.
Damn.
Right. Yeah. So it went from like what, 1.2 mil to like 15 mil. I forgot what the exact numbers are. So you have that operation. That was like one shot. Then you've got something with Herbert, right? Whether it's an ongoing operation. So which of those scenarios do you think is worse. They're both in abuse of power and using influence and your position within a certain entity. So there's a lot of parallels.
As a consumer, I think what Marcus did was worse. I think what he did was worse for a couple of reasons. One reason, you had 12,000 pairs of a shoe and you backdoored 90% of them and didn't give anybody the opportunity to get pairs at all. Whereas here, we've had some opportunities. The pairs were going to different stores, Foot Locker and stuff like that. So there was still an opportunity where with Trophy Room, there was zero opportunity for, the regular consumer.
Right, but that's one release versus how many releases.
Right, yeah.
It still remains to be seen how he got there were new releases and he had, pallets for Off-White 5s, right? You can only get those with the Secrets app. He's sitting there with a couple dozen, maybe 100 or so, flexing in the driveway.
Yeah.
So I think there's levels to it to see. And I don't know which way I would go, whether I think the Marcus Jordan thing is worse or whether I think this Herbert thing is worse. Because I'm just trying to talk and through it and playing devil's advocate. Hebert? Yep. Hebert? I like Herbie better. Herbie's better.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know which one's worse. I mean, you really think about it. I mean, I just don't think that we would have that much more access with them not taking the shoes that they took.
Yeah, I don't think we would have that much more. I mean, you talk about maybe a few hundred pair where Marcus backdoor thousands.
And the homie Beezy just said, so she stepped down from her position. Do you think that she's still unemployed with another role? I don't think so. I think they probably severed ties.
Yeah, they have to. They have to in that situation.
She'll be at Adidas next year.
I mean, but think about it. I mean, the lady really does. She's been at the company for 25 years, and I mean, she had a VP role, which means she was getting huge bonuses. The lady don't have to work.
Right? Yeah, ever. She's probably good to go. I think I forget who said. Someone said that you're probably mad at the little boy, but I mean, he's still. I'm sure he's still got inventory. He's put a good deal of money out. He can still do what he does. Maybe not to the same capacity, maybe not with Nike, but I mean, he's still buying Yeezys. Nah, even though Yeezys,
they gonna beat his little ass.
But he's already made moves and he's made connections.
Right.
So, I mean,
right.
It's like
right. He's got fulfillment. He still has orders he needs to fill. Like he ran a subscription where he was basically feeding, this whole network of resellers. They were paying a substantial amount. I wish I had the screenshots, but I had a conversation with someone that let me know that they paid, over 10 G's to get access on a consistent basis to hundreds and hundreds of pairs. Wow. I know sellers all over the country who are getting huge boxes directly from Nike. He's got the Just Do It tape and the whole 9 yards. So that leads me to believe his reach was pretty strong. He was also making stuff direct to consumer, being a seller himself, but he was wholesaling a shit ton as well.
So that means, I wonder if Nike's gonna kind of peel it back and look and see who these people were within the company that were releasing these shoes. Because you say it like that, then they had shoes early that were out. And how does Nike not know that there's shoes missing out of their inventory?
And that's the thing. I think they know. And I think what we'll get, just to appease everybody, we'll get some story. We probably won't get any other names or any other faces, but we'll get some story because they had to know. They had to know. There's no way. Just like with the Trophy Room release on sneakers, I know Nike is like, okay, so we only got 200 pairs we can put on here. Where the hell does those other pairs go? They gotta have the best inventory control system in the world, you would think. So with that, they had to have known what was going on.
Yeah, but how do you even hide that? You got stockholders. You have to be able to show, where your losses are and things like that. How does that work?
Will there be any losses though? You know what I mean? Nike stock is just grown. It's just growing.
Right, but
You mean
I mean, I
losses as
guess
far
if
as
you
like
have like,
inventory?
yeah, if you have a inventory based on, you have a projection based on your inventory. If that inventory never goes to the stores and never sells through the stores, then how do you account for the pairs that never were sold? You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't that create a loss, a budget loss?
It would create lost and stolen is a write off for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here's a thought, and this is not substantiated. This is just conspiracy theory by them all. What's the chances that she set him up as a retailer? So he was just getting pallets like a Foot Locker, or like a mom and pop, like a local. He had the factory, the warehouse.
Yeah.
So he had the address. It's like, oh, this is our retail location, and boom, he's just getting the pallets chopped off. Bam, 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 bam. Here's your 12s. Here's your 1s. Here's your inventory. And then she's got the pull, right, where she could say you're getting, 100 pairs of these, 200 pairs of these.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
There's got to be more to the story because he has so many pairs.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like
pallets.
The dude has a warehouse. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense to me, because I mean, how, like I said, how are you gonna show, that you sold those shoes? I mean, you said that if they're stolen, but that many pairs is gonna play a big role in your shrink. You know what I'm saying? Like, on top of the actual pairs that get stolen, if this hasn't been happening all along, then whenever that started happening, that's going to create a big, hey, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? It'd be one thing if Nike was the one to catch it, and it was, but it wasn't. So I bet you,
I bet you we never heard about it.
I bet you're right about that, because that's the only thing that makes sense.
And then at that point, he could throttle how many pairs. He doesn't have to get all the other BS.
Right. No.
That's crazy.
That allows him to do his research. And so then he's getting it at the wholesale price, right?
Yep. He's got a tier 0 account without having to get the extra stuff. Oh my God.
Right.
He's got the cream of the Oreo.
He can wholesale pairs that he could just let stack.
You're getting off-whites at wholesale and selling them for resale. Damn. That's crazy.
It makes sense, man. It makes sense. I mean, because even when you think about it,
you heard it here first.
When you see those resellers getting early pairs, they don't get early garbage. They get early shit that is going to sell.
Right.
And so if he's set up and he's only getting those, those high quality, highly limited shoes, man, that's smart business. I mean,
oh yeah, if I could have done it,
And I think any of us would have taken that chance.
As long as you ain't gonna put me in prison. Now the subscription, I don't know, because that, depending on how much it is, like some people 10,000, is nothing. Some people 10,000 to get you killed.
Listen, 10,000. That's why I said, like, I feel like there's gonna be some blowback. I thought you were gonna say like you wouldn't spend 10,000 on that, but if you're constantly getting fed,
oh yeah, for sure.
You saw what Marcus and Michael were able to pull off,
right?
With the trophy rooms, how they were able to say this is the price to come to the table, and that got met.
I mean, you could even slow sell shoes. Like, I mean, if you're the only ones with them, you pop a pair of shoes up on, even if you want to do it the StockX way. All right, hey, these shoes are going for $3,000 because you don't see them anywhere. Boom, somebody buys them. Next day, pop another one up there. Boom, somebody buys them. $3,000 instead of the 300 or the 400 or the 500.
Especially if you're paying costs, which maybe $80 a shoe, if that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't just imagine that, dude. Like, just that.
Well, he said he was doing 6 figures monthly. Like he was flexing on the revenue, and it was as high as like $600K monthly.
Well, you know that his taxes were right, because if that wasn't, somebody else would be at.
I wouldn't be flexing. I'd be walking
perfect.
around here with 3-piece suits and some Stacey Adams shoes on. People wouldn't know I was doing anything extra. Bringing in that kind of money, that's crazy.
I think it's easy to say that. Now that you've seen what happened. But I think that like if you're able to get your hands on any shoes, you're gonna rock them shoes though. You're gonna rock a pair. People gonna know that you have shoes just like they know you have shoes right now. Right. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's a tough.
That doesn't change.
Yeah, I don't
know, man, because I'm at a point now. I don't even like to post shit because if I post something early, I'm getting 50 DMs. Can you hook me up? Can you get some more? You know what I'm saying? So I'm at a point now. I don't even like to post shit early. So
if I get something, yes, you do. If I get something early, I tell them I got it on StockX. Where'd you get them at? StockX? I ain't got no plug. I mean, you know, I would not go to StockX since you all are watching the show. Don't go. Let's
talk about it.
We can. We need to talk about that and go. Ma, did you never sent me your thumbnail?
Oh no.
You want to talk about it or no?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
All right. Well, do you want to?
If I got a response in the interim.
You want to hit the? Are we done with this one? Or are we gonna go to Clout?
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on.
Do anything for Clout. Clout chasers in the sneaker community and on the gram. What do you guys think about that? Who wants to take this one first? I ain't starting it.
I can go ahead and start from my definition of what a clout chaser is, because when I posted it, I had a few people hit me in my DM and kind of question me about it or whatever. But when I'm referring to clout chasers, you know, we're gonna go back to my term I like to throw around, the new booties. You know, you see a lot of them on this clout chasing wave where people who've been in the sneakers for less than a year out here standing on podiums and basically rallying everybody behind their cause, you know, and again, they've only been in the culture for a short amount of time. And I mean, look, I welcome any new sneakerhead in the game. I do. You know, I love to see that. But at the same time, I also feel like, you know, there's some time that goes into it before you can really, you know, be considered an influencer. You know, you have to put in work and effort to get there, and doing it for a year doesn't do it. And then when you see these people who come into the game, they stand behind some cause, and then 2 weeks after they've been on 2 or 3 shows, you see them selling t-shirts, hats, socks, you know, stickers, whatever they selling,
merch.
You know, you just like, yeah, and it makes you wonder, did you get involved with sneakers to make a profit because you saw, you know, I mean, it's all over the news all the time about how sneakers is $1 billion industry, you know, so you saw a way to get in and make money, and all of a sudden you're a sneakerhead that's been buying for 20 years and you got made up stories, you know, and that's, to me, that's clout chasing, when you're doing all these extra things to prove that you're something that you're really not.
Yeah, and you got a lot of people that come into the sneaker community on some bullshit. Like, they'll see something that somebody's doing, and their first introduction to everybody is trying to take that person out, trying to take that person down, trying to prove this person's a scammer, trying to cancel somebody for, you know, something. You know, I'm not gonna get, you know, too in depth into, because there's a couple people that I could, you know, refer to.
Oh, we all have them.
But yeah,
throw a couple names out.
Nah, we don't. I don't need to invest the time into defending that, and then someone's gonna be like, "Hey, man, come on my show and let's talk about it." And then I'm not gonna do all that. So, you know, we just leave it.
Exactly.
We leave it here, or, you know. But that's the thing. It's just like, you know, I just don't get that. Like, if you want to talk about shoes, and talk about shoes. If you want to have Jerry Springer, where, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to take folks out, then I mean, let that be what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you do. Cool. Boom. I ain't fucking with you. Or, you know, I'm staying in my lane over here. You know, have at it. And I don't care if you get more followers or more likes than me, it is what it is. Like, I enjoy, sitting here shooting the shit, talking about kicks. I don't enjoy getting frustrated by, people who I'll never meet in my life and their opinions about stuff that I know because I lived, and stuff that, they see somebody do on YouTube, and then they're like, oh yeah, this is it. Like, this person don't have a clue, just like you. So, I mean, those are.
And then, when people like us, who have been doing this. I mean, hell, we've been on YouTube, 5 years before hype beasts even was a thing. We've been doing this for a long time. And you have people, these newer clout chasers that come in, and when you have things like what we're saying, when you say things like that, they want to call you what's the word for it? Damn it, I can't think of the word for it, but it's a name that they give us for thinking that because we've been doing it so long, we're supposed to have this status.
Entitled.
Well, yeah, but it's damn, what's the word? It just came to my head and slipped out as soon as you said that. Damn it, Kevin.
My bad.
He really mad.
But it's not even. It's not. Again, it's not that we don't embrace new sneakerheads. I mean,
resentful.
No, gatekeepers. They call us gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that. I ain't keeping no damn gate. But at the same time, I have an opinion about shit that I see and I don't like. But I'm not supposed to speak on it if I'm speaking against something that you're doing. Then I'm called a gatekeeper. But that's not it. I mean, I'm furthest from that. I don't have a bunch of rules and regulations when it comes to sneakers. I just got a lot of shit that I see that I don't like and I think is whack. And I mean, I'm gonna speak on it when I see it.
Right.
So you're gonna take it how you take it. And if you get offended and you want to call me a gatekeeper, 9 times out of 10, that means you're doing exactly what I'm speaking on. And you're feeling some type of way about it because I'm not the first person that said something to you about it. So
right.
They know in their heart of hearts.
Oh yeah, they know.
I do think
they know.
I do think that some people have like gatekeeper-ish tendencies. Like I see that a lot on shoe groups where somebody will post something and be like, like that ain't it, or you know what I'm saying? It'll be like, have a picture and it'll be like, that ain't it. Who rocks this like that? And it basically echoes something that somebody else said, 200 times, back in the day. Like, bro, like if this dude wants to wear Spizikes, let this dude wear Spizikes. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, if he wearing Spizikes and talking about he flexing on folks, you open yourself up for whatever you do. But if you like whatever you like, I mean,
right. If you like Fila Disruptors, then that be your thing.
Yeah, rock them.
I just don't think you're a sneakerhead, but
right. Well,
oh man.
I mean, like the thing about clout chasing is it's like it gets super messy, and we've never been about being messy. It's happened, but I don't think we need it. I don't think we need to get.
I mean, we get considered being messy, but my thing is, if we really said a lot of the things that we feel, we could be messy. I don't think we're messy at all. We speak our mind, and it's a lot of stuff that we hold back. We talk about it amongst each other, which is where a lot of it should be. But at the same time, it's a lot of things that need to be heard. This is something I've been doing for 30-something years, man, and I feel a certain way about sneaker collecting.
Right.
And you can't tell me that I can't speak on it or I can't have my opinion on it, because that's bullshit. If it wasn't for people like us here on this panel, there wouldn't be a sneaker culture. It wouldn't happen. Right. So you have to respect that. And that's the one thing I see a lot of these young dudes, these YouTubers and stuff like that, they don't have no respect for the people who've been doing this for a long time. And there would be no you if it wasn't for us. There would be no Jumpman. There would be no us if it wasn't for people like Jumpman, people like Cousteau, right, stuff like that. So you gotta respect that.
Moving the culture forward.
Exactly.
All right.
There's a whole bunch of people that were involved who archived the chronicled the shit, but those who are chasing clout, they're just looking for opportunities, right? They're not looking to respect the game, and they're gonna use it and abuse it. And when this shit's not cool no more, when the bubble pops, they're gonna go and chase the next.
Exactly.
the next thing that's couture or hot or whatever the case may be. You know, so here's my thing, right? There's a whole bunch of Boost Boys. I wasn't gonna get into it, but I am now. There's a whole bunch of Boost Boys, right? That was rocking with the fucking Pharrells and all the other bullshits, the NMDs and all that other bullshit. And you don't see it, not a one of them anymore.
I was thinking the same thing.
When's the last time you seen that on the timeline, bro? If you love that like that with a passion, why come I don't see it on your timeline no more? It's because you sold all those pairs. Why? Because you had to cop Jordan 1s, because that's the cool shit now.
Right.
So you just going from trend to trend to trend. You trend hopping, bro.
Yep,
All
exactly.
you're doing is you're poking your head out. Oh. I see some clout. Like,
what's good, Mono? See Monolithic in here. Yeah, man. I mean that the trend hopping is definitely. I mean it's sneakers right now, but it'll be something else in a couple years. They won't even be in the sneakers. They'll be in the cars. They'll be into, motorcycles. They'll be into, it's something different with folks. They'll be in the guns or,
Pokemon cards and shit.
Now I get into a lot of different things at the same time while I am collecting sneakers. Like I'm in the jerseys, I'm in the hats. But I think that those kind of things kind of go hand in hand, because it's all rooted in sports. Like anything sports, pretty much, like that's kind of what I'm into. But you got people that's like, now I collect watches, and I sold all my watches, and now I got the Jordan 1s, and then I got to sell these Jordan 1s because something like chunky shoes is coming up, and then I want to get the shoes with the Velcro on them that look like Jordans, and then you know what I'm saying, like it's just tiring to watch their activities, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then
it's not like we don't notice it. That's the crazy thing about it. Like when you first got into this, you was buying every damn GR that came out. I mean, even the ugly shit. You was rocking all of that. Then all of a sudden, you see the hype switches to Jordan 1s. You sell everything else that you got, and you put all your money into buying Jordan 1s. So then, what are you going to do when the hype? Because the Jordan 1 hype is not going to be forever.
Right.
This moves in waves, just like Maul spoke on. The Yeezys had a wave. The Jordan 3 had a wave. The Jordan 11 had a wave. The 1 has this wave, but it's not going to be forever. So what are you going to do with that large collection of 1s that you bought that nobody's going to give a shit about?
I think the ones will be timeless to real collectors, but I think that when the jeans change, that's when the shoes change. Because I've already noticed that, like with my daughter, my 16-year-old daughter, they're starting to get in the baggy jeans again and get in the baggy shirts. And baggy and Jordan 1s don't look as good. So, you know what I'm saying? That's when, when we were rocking baggy stuff, Jordan
11s was the
Jordan, shit. Yeah, Jordan 11s, Jordan,
the 3s.
Yeah, like, and 6s. Like, 6s are a bulky shoe. You can't wear a bulky shoe with skinny jeans. That looks bananas. So, you know what I'm saying? As soon as the fashion changes, you're going to see people's, styles change. And, with the jeans, I think that, for me, the jeans kind of influence what I'm going to wear. If I'm going to wear a skinny jean, I'm not going to put on a Jordan 6 because it just looks crazy. Like, the 6 looks so damn big. And the Jordan 1 works perfectly with a skinny jean. Now, if it gets too baggy, they look like Turbo and Ozone.
Frankie, you can keep them Janko jeans, Frankie.
10.5. I'm good. I can rock the skinnies.
But yeah, I'm skinny forever.
And when it goes back, I'm just throwing sweats on, B. Like, F all that. This work from home just changed my life. Like, it's sweats all day.
That's the thing. It's like,
I don't know if I can rock regular clothes anymore. Like, I got to go to public. I got to wear jeans. I got to wear a suit. Like, damn.
Put on a belt.
You can tell when people had their best.
You about to see the president? Why I got to wear clothes?
Oh, man. You can tell when people had the best time of their life because their fashion stops. You got the people that be rocking the Carpenter jeans. Like, oh man, I was killing them with the Doc Martens and the Carpenter joints. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I feel like right now I'm like, man, I like the skinny jeans. I like the way that they fit. But in 5 years, maybe the jeans might change. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you get tired of it. Or I'm getting old enough where I'm like, if I can fit them, I'll wear them.
I'm at an age now where I'm not changing no more. Skinny jeans for life. I'm not changing no more. What the hell I'm gonna look like walking around with big ass jeans on? What the hell I'm gonna look like?
Hey, you gonna look like Apollo Creed running up the beach.
I'm gonna look like Michael Jordan with them damn suits and
God.
shit he be wearing.
Yeah.
Oh man, got them Will Smith pants.
Bro, I don't get dressed up to go anywhere these days. It's crazy.
Yeah, I get dressed up to go pick the baby up, and I mean I still go to the office here and there, and then when I have appointments, I have to wear semi decent attire.
This is it, man. It's just like Zoom appointments is what I have. So I'm a little button down, and chilling in either short sweats and a fresh pair of Stan socks. That's
Then you gotta get up. Then you gotta get up during the call. You're like trying to slide off.
Pause.
Stop your picture. Be right back. Stop picture. Do what you got to do. Come back. Start the video again. Then you good.
Man, all right. Well, we got like 10 minutes left. Do we want to spend that time talking about?
Let's talk about these resale apps and the shit that they be trying to pull.
All right, let me go ahead and
Hadouken!
We'll switch the scene up. So know what we're talking about. So, Mom, man, go ahead and walk us through.
Yeah, well, Kev, you shared with us, the experience that you had with StockX, and I think it was the LeBrons and the whole payment issue. Then they banned your account. So I've been using Go. I've definitely stopped using StockX for a lot. I don't like their authentication process. It's very sloppy. I didn't like the time frame. I was sending shoes out. I wasn't getting paid out for like 2.5, 3 weeks. So then I started shifting a lot of my energy towards Go, and I had some pretty good experiences. It worked well on the sell. It seemed like they sell for higher, number one. And then their fees were lower, at least on the front end, right? You got to choose whether or not you wanted to pay that extra 2.9% to cash the money out. And apparently there's promotions that come about every now and then, which will let you transfer that money out with a discounted or no transfer fee. So I'm like, all right, bet. And if I buy shoes on Go, then I'm saving that 2.9% regardless. So that was the whole methodology. That's the reason behind it. So I made a purchase using the credit. It was actually a pair of those Kyrie 6s. It was the Tap I. It was the only pair that I was missing out of the Power of 11 preheat set. And I got it, and I was excited to get it at first. I'm like, yeah. And I snapped my picture, and I threw it up there. And then I'm looking at it. I'm like, this shit don't look right to me. So, of course, I do my little inspection. I grab another pair of Kyrie, same style with a little hologram and everything. And I'm just checking, and I'm looking. And I noticed that there was several inconsistencies. So I tried to chat them, but that shit was automated. It was bullshit. So then I emailed them. I sent them pictures, the whole 9 yards. They're like, yeah, send it back. Send us a picture of the box, the label. They put a little sticker on it when they send it out. So they want me to send pictures of everything and ship it back out to them. So they paid for shipping. Apparently I was supposed to get a full refund. So I was going to get, the $12 for the shipping plus the price of the shoe, all that good shit. They get it. A week goes by. I'm checking in. I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? The shoe got delivered X amount of days ago. So I haven't heard anything. They're like, oh, we're looking into it. We'll get back to you. I get an email back from them and they tell me that the return was declined, and it says see attached photos, no photos, and then in the rationale it says fake. I'm like, well, no fucking shit. That's why I sent them hoes back to you.
Right.
So they say, well, in this instance, you can pay $12 and we'll send them back to you. Or here's the fucking kicker. They say you can consign them with us.
That's crazy.
Let that sink in. Hold on, I'm gonna say it.
That's crazy.
You had the email?
I have email, and I'm gonna air them out if they don't fix my shit. And I'm probably still gonna air them out after I get my cash out. But let me say that again. They verified that the shoes were fake, right? They told me that they're not giving me a credit because they're fake, even though I said I sent them back because I said they're fake. And they told me that I can pay $12 and get them sent back to me. What the fuck I want fake shoes for, I don't know. But I can pay $12 and they will ship them back to me. Or I can consign them with them and they will sell them.
That's crazy.
So
they're gonna sell fake shoes.
They're gonna sell fake shoes.
Just like they just did.
Oh Lord, Paul. Where can I buy shoes at now, Ma? Where can we buy shoes? I mean,
I don't know. I've made 4 purchases on Go. So this is now what I think was a 75% success rate. Now I got to go and check all the other 3 pairs.
Yeah.
I'm like, see what's going on. But the fact that in an email to me, I have it. It's here. It exists. They basically said that they would consign the fake pair. Their whole operation is based off authenticity.
Right.
You fucked up. You dropped the ball. You fumbled. And then you're openly saying that you're going to then sell it to somebody else, some other victim. I'm a victim, y'all. Some other victim, and sell them fake shoes.
That's crazy.
What's going on, y'all?
That's crazy.
There's so many things in that story that's just crazy because, for number one, knowing that there's factories making fake Kyries now is mind blowing because, back in the day, it was just pretty much Jordans and Air Force Ones were the only shoes that they made. So now they're making fake Kyrie. So you can't trust any shoe now.
Mm-mm.
That's checked up.
See, I knew there were fake Kyries out there because that was a preheat. That was an Asia only release. They were going for a little bit of change initially. They went up to like $700. So if you can make the shoe for $50, sell it to somebody for 80 or whatever the case may be, and then make 800 if it passes authentication, they're going to try to do that shit all day. Anytime there's more than a 50% profit margin, they're going to try to fake a shoe.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they sent that shit to the wrong one.
Yeah. So we got saying once you put your video together, man, we gotta pump it everywhere, because these companies don't value like our power because they know that we don't stand together. And that's something that we need to change. Like we need to, instead of, the clout chasing and all that other stuff, we need to work together and make the community better for us going forward. Because they have a service where they obtain a lot of the shoes before we get access to them because they have a business. And then they mix in the fakes. And then when they sell a fake and we catch it, they don't want to give us our money back.
Right.
But here's where they got me. Like ordinarily, I'm like, F you, F this account, go to PayPal, go to my credit card. I use that credit, right? That built-in cash that I had in my wallet, my account, whatever you want to consider it. So it's not even like I can go to my credit card or I can go to PayPal or anyone else I have to work with them. Like they have to issue the credit in order for me to be made whole.
Right.
So they get to be, a little extra dickish about it to see how much I'm willing to argue whether or not I'm willing to put them on blast. They don't know me from Adam, right? So,
I think it's funny how they're reacting to this now because, when I've bought 2 pairs of shoes from GOAT, one of them's been fake, and I was able to go through PayPal and get my money back. But then I remember on a sneaker box where Caesar had G Sneaks on the show, and he said something about him getting fake shoes from GOAT. And then GOAT was actually going to sue him because they said, they were like, hey, this guy's lying or whatever. Right. So I'm like, so the name of your brand was important back then, but now since so many people know about you, you don't care about what, someone's going to say about you because and then you don't answer half the time because but now you've got the receipts. Like, I've got the receipts of StockX saying, oh yeah, we messed up, but we have a strict policy about chargebacks. I said, well, what were you gonna do with the money? Because you guys weren't responding. Oh, well, you can apply back once it goes through. They're still holding it on with Apple. Apple is giving me my money back. Now they've reduced my credit, my credit limit to reflect like I owe it out, but they've given it so I don't have to pay anything right now.
Right, it's pending, so it's going away from the amount that you use, but you've been made whole. You got reimbursed, so it's not like
But I'm like, you guys just acknowledge that you guys messed up, so then release the damn money because it's still not released.
Right. Well, I would follow up with them like there's still a pending charge.
Yeah.
On my card, so I'm restricted, and you guys are still technically holding you up because what if you want to make a purchase? What if you want to max your shit out and go crazy? You can't.
Yeah. What if I want to buy, an iPad and an Apple Watch? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what if you trying to max your card out? That's your business.
Yeah.
But they won't let you. Trying to stop you from being great.
Unfortunately, but I'll give a shout out to Apple because they corrected that ASAP. Like, I hate when you get, like, say you get a check from someone. Say, like, it's your birthday, you get a check from somebody, and you put it in your account, and it's like, all right, we'll put it in there right away for 2%, or it's gonna take 2 to 3 days. Like, nigga, give me my damn money. Apple's like, yo, here you go, boom, it was done. And then, I mean, when I pay Apple, it comes right away, boom. I don't have to, there's no BS, just the speed of service. So, but now you don't.
That's what I was saying last week, man. Apple has the best customer service on the planet, the best. The things that I had an iPad that the screen broke. I didn't drop it or anything. I set it on my desk, and the screen just started cracking. So I took it to them and said, hey, I mean, I only had it for like 2 months. I'm like, the screen cracked by itself. Well, the lady in the store was like, well, you're going to have to pay to get another one, but we'll give it to you at half price. I was pissed. I went on ahead and bought it. I got a survey the next day from Apple, and I told them about everything that happened in the store. Do you know they didn't even say anything. They ended the survey, and they immediately credited me for the money I paid for the new iPad. As soon as I got off the chat with them.
Yeah, I had a broke iPad, and I took it back, and they said, oh, we don't have it here, but if you go to the other Apple store, then they'll give you a free one. I was like, went over there and got a free iPad. So
they're amazing, man.
Yeah, so
I wish they would open the hell back up so I can take my MacBook up there.
I think ours opened back up.
Ours not open.
Well, shit, you gonna be open. Texas is gonna be.
You're gonna be in trouble.
Our Apple probably not gonna open. They was the first place to close. It's too hard to control the people coming in and out of that place.
Yeah, and plus everybody's touching everything. So.
Yeah.
But I went to this place last week. It's like an arcade, and like you can go bowling basically. And I was like, people here don't nobody care about getting it because everybody touching the same like bowling balls, and I was like, man, I'm taking a big risk being out here. So
your ass is out there.
I was out there.
You was out there.
I was out there. I'm all right now. So we gonna see. We gonna see. So. All right, well, let's go ahead and shut her down. We'll go ahead and say our goodbyes.
Sure, yeah. So, usual suspects, appreciate you kicking it with us. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed the show. I wasn't able to keep up with the chat. I'm in a new location. I've been moving some things around. The Kobe tree / Kobe mural has been taken down, and that is where my Mac is. So, rather than y'all stare at my freshly painted walls, I brought the laptop down here and tried to set up real quick. We got the Cobes in the back. The lighting's crazy. I've been ticked off the whole time if y'all see me fidgeting. But yeah, I mean, if y'all got experiences with Goat, StockX, any of those, the aforementioned, eBay, whomever, let's share those stories, man. Let's put it out there. Buyer beware, right? Let's take care of the community the way that it used to be. Obviously, strength in numbers, you know what I'm saying? Damnation, but strength in numbers. And, I'm trying to find somebody who has a connect or is affiliated with GOAT to where I could just have some dialogue and explain the situation rather than going back and forth on this huge thread. Because I feel like explaining it in a normal way, someone's gonna be like, oh yeah, that's fucked up here. Let's fix that. And I've had that happen on the StockX side. We had connections with some folks there and they were able to remedy the situation. So if any of y'all know anyone, send them my way. Let me know how I can get a hold of them. I'd be more than happy to, get this fixed and check the box and get this whole situation corrected. There may or may not be a video, a post, some sort of backlash.
I think you should do a video because I think that it's something that people need to know about.
Right. I think that's fair. The other part of it, they verified it. They pre-verified it. They didn't have no pictures or nothing. They said the box was damaged. I was like, whatever, I don't need the box, right? So they didn't have any pictures. Typically, when you post something that's user damaged, you have to post the pictures up, but they pre-verified it. That means that they said, all right, trusted seller, you're good to go. You don't have to do none of that. And for it to be fake, I think it's just a major flaw in their system. But I digress for this evening. Y'all be safe, stay well, and excited to come back next Monday, normal time, and kick it with y'all. So
All right. Let me see here. I'm trying to see. I think some people shouted us out on Monday. Shout out to KB. He always shouts us out. Shout out to Big Boy Sneaks. And then also shout out to Mo and Nicole. Well, hopefully y'all be back next week. Also, man, shout out to Cars, because he hit us all up as soon as he heard about everything unfolding. So shout out to you. Shout out to Mo.
Yeah, he and I chopped it up about that for a while. That was very. Listen, the whole thing is just really intriguing, and I feel like if Nike doesn't just sweep it under the rug, like we're gonna find out more and more and more.
Yeah,
I know. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
We might have a part 2. So
definitely need a part 2.
Yeah. So Mr. Bolden, shout out to everybody who thinks about us, wants us to talk about, whatever. Just keep giving us what you guys want to talk about, and we'll get into it. So appreciate Usual Suspects for hitting us off on an off day. And go ahead and throw it to Marcus.
And before Marcus,
all right,
bro, you better cut that shit out till River gets started.
You better cut that hair. Which
You just mad because I got hair. Ooh. And I can. I had the waves. You know what I'm saying? Now the curls is tight. Like, it just is what it is.
Mine grows nicely. I get a little patch here and then some back there. Unicorn style.
I'm a unicorn.
All right, but shout out to the Usual Suspects. As everybody has said, we appreciate y'all for coming here on a Wednesday and hanging out with us. Sometimes things happen and we can't do shows on Monday, but seeing y'all here is proof that we got some loyal people in our corner, and we appreciate each and every one of you. This is big month. You got National Women's Month and you've got Air Max Month, which I'm excited about both. And we've been trying to find some women to come on the show. And if y'all have any suggestions, or even if some of the women watching want to take part in the show, drop a note down in the comment, or somebody that y'all suggest that y'all would like to see come on the show during this month. We try to celebrate this every year and try to show love to the women because they're a large part of this community. So if y'all know anybody, drop it down in the comments and let us know. And again, if you want to come on the show, please let us know. We'd be more than happy to have anybody. We don't have any type of, requirements to be a guest. As long as you love kicks like we do, that's all we require. But with that, everybody be safe. We should be back on Monday, barring any other fatalities that happen. And we'll see y'all then. Peace.